In the past couple of weeks, there has been quite a number of questions being raised as regards the plan of the new UK government as regards migration, and there's been quite a number of panic among international students, those planning to apply for the post-study work visa, on whether the post-study work visa will be cancelled anytime soon, and lots of questions that are yet to be answered. So if you think this is interesting, don't go anywhere, keep watching till the end. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Daniel. I currently reside in the UK and I share videos around traveling abroad. So if you're looking for a place to get first-hand information, trust me guys, you're in the right place. Click on the red subscribe button below to join the amazing growing family. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right in to the video. One of the agenda of the new UK government is to grow the country's economy, and the visa category I will share with you in this video is one of the visa category that makes people on this visa indispensable. Like, they are actually going to be at the forefront of the growth plan of the new UK government. And the sincere truth remains that living in the UK can be very frustrating because of the fact that the pathway towards permanent residence in the UK is not as straightforward as it is in some countries like Canada, US and Australia. Honestly, it can really be frustrating because you actually don't know what your next plan would be. Obviously you can have plans, but that doesn't mean that the plan you've got is what is actually going to happen. You might decide that, oh, after school I'm going to get a tier 2 visa, and after school you might end up applying for the post-study work visa, or even go ahead to apply for the global talent visa, which you probably might not get. Honestly, it can really be challenging and frustrating living in the UK, especially if you're on the tier 4 visa. There's so many benefits you can't have access to. I remember applying for a particular apprenticeship role, and I got an email from the organization saying that that particular role is specifically for those from the EU countries and British citizens. Despite the fact that they confirmed that I've got the qualification, I've got the skills to take up the role, but obviously because the role was for certain people, I couldn't apply. So there's so many of those other things that there are quite a lot of restrictions for those on tier 4 visa from applying for, and many of these organizations are actually now willing to take up people who don't need visa sponsorship. Honestly, it can really be frustrating. However, back to the video. So in this video I'm sharing with you all you need to know about the seasonal work visa. Now this is a visa that allows you to come into the UK temporarily to work for a particular period. And the good thing about this visa is you can renew this visa. Your organization can decide to switch your visa from the seasonal work visa to a permanent tier 2 visa, basically, or change your role to a permanent role within the organization. And with the growth plan of the new UK government, this is a visa category you might actually want to consider of leveraging on as regards coming into the UK, because it's basically for the agricultural sector. So if you're currently an authority or a professional in the agricultural sector, then you need to actually think on leveraging on this visa category known as the seasonal worker visa. Now you can apply for this visa to come to the UK in the horticulture for up to 6 months, for example, picking fruits and vegetables or flower, or for to work in poultry from 18th October to 31st of October in the same year. And however, as I said earlier on, the visa can actually be switched or changed by your employer if they feel you are an asset for them. You get what I mean? So if you need an application for a poultry seasonal work visa, you need to ensure you apply by 15th of November each year. So if you're unable to meet up with this particular year, or you're watching this video later in the future, then try as much as possible to apply for this visa by the 15th of November each year. However, you can apply for the horticultural seasonal work visa at any time of the year, so there's no restriction on the time of the year you can apply. Now, for you to apply for this visa, the first thing is that you need a sponsor. That means you need to get an organization that is willing to sponsor you on a temporary visa to work in the agricultural sector, and you need to meet other requirements that I will be explaining in this video. Now, this visa has replaced the temporary work visa known as the T5, the tier 5 visa. So that's that about that. So now, if you apply for this seasonal worker visa, how long does it take to get the visa? Now you can apply for a visa up to 3 months before the day you are due to start work in the United Kingdom. Now, the dates must be stated on your certificate of sponsorship. Now, as part of your application, you also need to prove your identity and provide some other documents that I will share with you later in this video. And you may need to allow extra time if you need an appointment to do this. You will find out if you need one when you start your application for this visa. Now, getting a decision, you get a decision within 3 weeks after you've provided all your documents needed for this visa application and you've done your biometrics. Now, how much does it cost to apply for this visa? Because it's a temporary visa, you probably might not pay a lot of money as IHS fee, unlike people coming on tier 4 or tier 2 visa that will probably need to stay in the country for about 12 months to 5 years, depending on the visa category you applied for. But for this particular visa, you won't need to pay much on IHS fee. All you need to pay is the application fee, which is at about £259. So that's all you need to pay for application fee. Now, how long can you stay in the UK? You can stay in the UK for up to 6 months for the horticulture work, and you can stay in the UK between 18th of October to 31st of October of the same year for poultry work. Now, you can enter the UK as soon as your visa is valid, up to days before the start date. So you don't need to move into the UK on your start date. You can come in days before your start date. Now, just like every other visa categories in the UK, there are restrictions, that things you can and cannot do while you are a resident on this particular visa. So if you're on the seasonal worker visa, things you can do, you can work in the job described in your certificate of sponsorship. So you can take up this seasonal worker visa and come into the UK and start working in healthcare. No, you have to you have to take up jobs that fit in with the description of your job in the certificate of sponsorship provided by academics. And you can study for courses, like for short courses, for short certificate courses, you are allowed to study while you're on this visa. Now, what you cannot do on this visa is you cannot take up a permanent job. So if you eventually probably you move into the UK for let's say 6-month job, and you're able to secure a permanent job, now you can't take up that permanent job except it's a permanent job willing to sponsor you on a tier 2 visa. So I don't know if you understand what I mean. So it has to be a job that would switch your visa from the seasonal worker visa to a permanent work visa. And you cannot work in the second job or a job that isn't described in your certificate of sponsorship, and you cannot get public funds. You cannot bring family members with you. So if you're married, you can't bring your family member with you until you're able to secure a visa category that allows you to do that. Now, for you to be eligible to apply for this visa, you need to have a certificate of sponsorship by a UK sponsor. So you need to get an organization that's willing to sponsor your visa. And also you must have enough money to support yourself. So you need at least £1,270 to apply for a visa. You need to have that as a proof of funds, and you can be exempted from this if your organization is willing to provide a document that they will take responsibility for your living expenses. And some of the documents you will need to provide if you're applying for this visa include your certificate of sponsorship number, a valid passport, evidence that you have enough money in your bank account, and many others. So guys, that's all you need to know about the seasonal worker visa, and this is one of the ways to move into the UK without having to break the bank. So if you find this video resourceful, click on the like button. If you have any question, state in the comment section. I'll try to respond as soon as I can. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, what are you waiting for? Click on the red subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And for my returning subscribers, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.